Ooh factor meter. More problems for the Cuomo family. CNN's Chris Cuomo now already taking heat for his advising of his older brother Andrew, the now former governor of New York, during his sexual harassment scandal. Now in a guest essay for the New York Times, veteran television journalist Shelley is accusing Chris Cuomo of sexually harassing her when they were both working at ABC. Put his hands on her backside and squeezed in front of her husband. She included a copy of an email from Chris Cuomo with the subject line, "Now that I think of it, I am ashamed."
Well, it was only a matter of time, wasn't it? Chris Cuomo, like his brother Andrew Cuomo, has also been accused of sexual assault. He was advising him openly on CNN, and CNN was fine with it. And this just goes back to my point that these guys need to stop acting like they're above making mistakes and that they're the moral high ground. We saw it with the nursing home scandal, and I'm not going to say either of them are for sure guilty of sexual assault because we don't know that for sure. But what I will say is that Andrew Cuomo said it was cancel culture.
Cancel culture.
And that was the reason he was being accused of that. Could you imagine if Donald Trump said that? You know, they always get mad at him for saying it was fake news and that he never wants to take accountability. But have you ever seen these two take accountability for the stupid shit they say or the stupid things they do? Because I haven't. Chris Cuomo also got into a scuffle with a biker when he said he was in quarantine for 2 weeks after testing positive for COVID. But if you don't wear a mask, Chris Cuomo's going to call you out for it and say you're a terrible person. This is just another example of the blatant hypocrisy of the left. Because you know, if this was someone on the right, they'd be running away with the story at CNN, MSNBC. The mainstream media would be going off the chains. Let's say this is Governor DeSantis, for example. The media would be running away with this. He would be the most awful person ever. With no evidence, they would say he's guilty and that he's an awful rich white man who should never be governor again and should just never be in politics ever again. He should be canceled from all of society, never show his face. But since it's a Cuomo brother, hey, we're just going to say it's cancel culture.
Cancel culture.
And we'll just forget about it. To be honest, they shouldn't be forgetting about it. They should just assume he's guilty because that's what they do for everybody else. What about believe all women? What about women's rights? What about feminism? Is that just thrown out the window because he's a mouthpiece for the left and the radical policies that they try to push? See, because I don't think that we should believe all women. I think we should believe facts and evidence and data. I think we should believe in investigations and see if these accusations actually hold water. But the left has never believed that. So they're not just going to put politics above everything and be a hypocrite and not call out someone just because he's on their team, right? But don't worry, guys. Chris Cuomo already accepted accountability. He actually apologized right after it happened. But he didn't apologize to the woman he violated. He apologized to her husband. Because don't you know it's a man's world, so you need to apologize for touching another man's wife, not to the actual woman that you violated. I'm sorry, I don't care how long ago this is. If you do something like that and your response is to apologize to the husband and not the actual woman, don't ever talk to me about human rights or equal rights. I don't want to see him on my TV screen again talking to me about how I should respect women when he's pulling shit like this. The way I see it, the Cuomo brothers are not only hypocrites, they refuse to accept accountability for anything they do. Again, I'm going to bring up the nursing home scandal because Andrew Cuomo is responsible for thousands of deaths while accusing the president, or the former president Trump, of doing the same thing. And they're the poster boys for getting rid of toxic masculinity and feminism, and they push for equal rights. I don't care how long ago these accusations are. If you knew that you did something like this and that your past is questionable and you're preaching the opposite of the bullshit you pulled, then you should have addressed this right away. You should have got out in front of this and said, yeah, by the way, I was an awful person, but now I've changed and blah, blah. And I still wouldn't believe you. I mean, it's still hypocritical, but at least you would have addressed it. Honestly, I don't know what CNN does here because clearly he represents the opposite of the message they're trying to push, but it's always been that way. Now it's just in the public eye. We know about it, and he can't hide from it anymore. This is the same guy who makes a living going on television and virtue signaling and telling you how to live your life. I already saw through the BS, but now it's going to be even worse because more people are going to realize that this guy is nothing but a fraud, and it's no different with his brother. I want to hear from you guys in the comment section down below. What are your thoughts on the Chris Cuomo sexual assault allegations? Is it even surprising for you? Because it's not for me. Leave a like if you enjoyed this video as it really helps out the channel, and don't forget to subscribe for more content just like this. And I will see you in the next upload.